Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced, mixed, and edited by M5 Studios.
This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
And welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast. And when the going gets weird, the weird gets semi-pro.
We get sexified for sure.
I don't ever see you doing that to my song, Rob. I don't ever see you
It's because
jamming.
your song sucks. I don't play air guitar with songs that suck.
Yeah, there's no, yeah.
Well, you know, it's
I don't blame you.
it's great to be back, man. It's,
Oh, it's
or at least
nice.
for me, it's been about 2-ish months.
Yeah, it's
You know?
been a while. In the words of one of my new favorite podcasts, it's good to be seen, good to see, and good to be seen.
Which
I've been
podcast is
watching
that?
True Crime Garage. I don't know if you've ever.
No, never heard of it. No.
It's pretty good. I am a fan. So welcome back to Gentlemen No Class. Jake, welcome back. Paul
Thank you.
obviously was on last episode, even though he was on the floor.
He sleeps there every now and then.
Yeah.
You know?
Reminder that our podcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Eureka Heights.
yeah.
Jamming on some fizzy pants tonight, of course. It's my jam.
The peach, what are you drinking right now?
I'm on the watermelon.
Let me try
I
this
was
peach.
drinking peach all day. So we had the band was playing over at the Eureka Heights Lager Rush, featuring their four summertime beers. The Crispy Boys of Summer is what they call them.
Nice.
So
for the boys.
So they had Flashback come out and play. We did an 80s yacht rock.
Yeah, which is
thing.
a reflection of your outfit, by the way.
People can't see my
Perfect.
shorts.
It's pink.
Yeah,
I've
it's
got
pink with
sexy.
some-
It's sexy. He's rocking
really
that shit.
really cool pink
Don't
swim
you have
trunks
a
on.
cycle?
Oh yeah, we can kick that one on. Let me
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know if you
rocking
can
it.
you can see my my yacht rock attire.
Yeah, it's fucking
You know what I mean?
great.
It's,
Palm trees match your shirt, man. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, Edie picked out this outfit for
Yeah,
me.
they
So
did.
yeah.
She got style, man.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I
Really?
told her, I was like, you need to style the whole fucking band because like that's the way
Slayer,
things should
bruh.
roll, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I dig that Slayer shirt
you,
though.
thank you.
But and then of course, Paul's always, showing us up with his plain
Neutral
gray
color.
shirt.
You know me.
Yeah.
I'm turning into Mark White.
Mark.
Please,
I
he's
wish
just
I
got
was there
that-
for that episode. Was he wearing like baggy pants or
No,
something?
he
Yeah.
was
like
not.
sweatpants.
baggy
No, he
black-
was wearing jeans and he was wearing
That's
black
kinda
jeans and a
baggy.
black shirt.
all black.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You said it yourself. You're like, please be wearing all black. Please be wearing.
And he was
all
wearing all black?
And he was.
Did I
yeah.
say that? I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
you did. You told me that.
Got a couple of Eureka Hype beers.
So
Yeah.
you were pointing. I mean, it's been a while since you've been here, so you saw these new pieces of artwork that I put up. There's actually a really cool story behind those. So actually, only one of them is mine. Only the Boba Fett one is mine. But my Uncle Chris that lives in New Zealand, he bought those from a local artist here in Houston a number of months ago, and our friend Rhino has been storing them for him ever since.
Nice.
So he came to town and he picked them up from him and brought them over here. And he was like, "Hey, I got to figure out how to get this other one to my house because it's New Zealand, so it's retarded expensive to ship stuff." So.
it's not politically correct to say.
Yeah, I know, whatever. So the cool thing about these is if you look at them, like this one over here, you can't y'all can't see it, but maybe I'll put some pictures up. That it's a painting of the outside of Fitzgerald's, and it says
R.I.P.
Fitzgerald's on the top of it. Both of these are floor planks from the upstairs at Fitzgerald's.
no
That's
way,
awesome.
man.
That's like real. That's
Yeah,
like
that
local
is the
history.
actual floor from Fitzgerald's.
That's fucking awesome.
This artist,
That is
I don't,
awesome.
and I don't know who it was, so I mean, I really should know this, but he salvaged these planks from sections that they cut out of the floor at Fitzgerald's and then painted these on top of them.
That's cool.
So,
It's a cool story.
Yeah.
I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. It's like local history,
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
that fucking place is memorable. If you're in the scene for I don't know how long it's been, you would know what Fitzgerald's is.
course.
yeah, I mean, and if like
was, for that
if you've been in Houston, I mean, and that's the thing is like people outside of Houston probably don't understand the significance of of Fitzgerald's, but I mean, Fitzgerald's was kind of like the CBGBs.
Exactly what I was going to say. CBGB
of the Houston music scene. And Paul's been watching fucking movies. What the fuck are you doing?
Trying to turn it off.
God damn, you're fired.
again. But CBGB, that's the famous club in New York.
In New York, okay, yeah. They actually closed it down, and now it's a Rob Varvatos fashion store.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that store, CBGB's brought up, all these famous punk and underground bands.
Yeah.
Green Day, super famous
the
for playing there.
Infamous black shirt, CBGB shirt.
Yeah. Black Flag started there. Dead Kennedys, bunch of, a lot of punk bands that cut their teeth at that place, and then the real estate got more expensive than the business was making, so it was sold.
It's unfortunate.
Kind of like Astroworld, but they've never actually rebuilt anything.
And it's so odd. And the Astrodome that's just sitting there.
I'm okay with that as long as they don't fucking touch it.
They're probably gonna touch it, man, and it's probably gonna go down. And
I don't think they'll tear it down.
No.
We own it. I mean, the taxpayers of the city own it. Like, we should repurpose it. And I mean, it's not taking up any extra space. It's not like costing us money to maintain.
I hope they don't tear it down. I mean, it is a staple to the city.
I think so. It's the 8th wonder of the world. You know what I mean? We've got a brewery named after him.
That's about it.
That's about it.
It's not like you're going to go down a list, but...
Yeah. Oh, well. So it's been 2 months. I had to take a break because of work. That was my bad.
It's all good. Life happens.
Yeah, it does. Y'all were supposed to.
Hey. Okay, so to set the record straight, we did pump out one episode. We had another one lined up.
Dumped out one episode. You didn't pump out anything.
Hey man, pump it out. I like to say that episode was just as equivalent to the Aerosmith album called Pump It, or what was that album called? Pump.
Pump.
Pump. Yeah. So I think we pumped it out. No. Speaking of which, Aerosmith, Steven Tyler's back in rehab. I found that out. Yeah, 2 weeks ago or so.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Just kind of off topic, but no. But we did have another. We did have another.
Stay out. What you're doing. You're almost dead. Fuck it. Just
damn.
Keep fucking just using.
Jesus,
I love the
the
morbid attitude. He brought it with him.
Why? He's human. Do what you do.
Right.
We will have the same attitude when Paul goes to rehab for the first time. So just fucking die already, bro.
Yeah, I didn't say that part.
Basically,
you did.
No, I didn't. I just say towards the end of your life, just enjoy your shit. Fuck it.
Oh,
that's not what it sounded like.
That's
not sounded like what you were saying. So, I feel like the last 2 weeks, maybe the last week, has just been ultra TV heavy. Like everything's coming out. Like maybe is it just because summer's starting?
Yeah,
probably that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff releasing the past 2 weeks. Well, summer technically don't start till June 20th or something like that, but it's close enough.
Well, I mean, usually the way the way they do it is Memorial Day to Labor Day is summer.
Yeah, that's what my coworker said, and that says that's not technically true. It's in end of June, but
I gotta kill the vibe with that.
What?
Yeah, you're harshing my vibe, bro.
No, but usually around the Free Comic Book Day, which is usually in May, is when they start pumping out superhero heavy films. You know. So I mean, we got the Obi-Wan, we got the Boys. What else came out?
The Boys.
Stranger Things season 4. Moon Knight. We haven't talked about Moon Knight. Kyle and I talked about Moon Knight. And the new Miss Marvel show comes out.
That'd be fine.
Tuesday, I think, the 8th. Oh,
really?
Wednesday. Yeah, Marvel Studios. Miss Marvel drops with Miss Marvel Kamala Khan, who's in the comics. She's an Inhuman. She has the abilities like Reed Richards, she can stretch her body and stuff like that. But it looks like they're redoing her powers for the MCU. But it's gonna be different. But new Marvel show drops on Wednesday. So I mean, have you been watching? We kind of talked about this, Paul. Are you on top of all these shows?
For the most part, I've been watching The Boys. I was watching it this morning.
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
It's not bad so far. It's I'm not gonna say anything, but that Stranger Things. What else? What were we talking about? Yeah, Obi-Wan. I haven't seen. What was that other one? Moon Knight. That's a show, right?
Yeah. Midnight with Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, I love Oscar Isaac, man. He's a great
he did
actor.
such a great job in that show.
Fucking
acting
great.
against himself when like nobody was
It's
there.
hilarious.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
really?
Like,
I don't know what the I don't really know what the show's about.
so
but-
the show is about like Moon Knight, and as a comic book character, has dissociative identity disorder or multiple personalities. So in the comics, he has multiple personalities, but the three main ones from the original kind of run of the comic are. In the original way it started, they didn't start off as like alternate personalities. They were just personas that he would put on. Okay, so there was Mark Spector, who was a mercenary, and then there was Stephen Grant, who was kind of the Bruce Wayne man about town kind of guy, and then there was Jake Lockley, who was from the streets taxi driver. You know what I mean? And as the comic line kind of morphed and grew, it turned into him having dissociative identity disorder, and it brings a lot of like the Egyptian mythology in. So he acts as the avatar for the moon god, the Egyptian moon god Khonshu. So he acts as his avatar, being able to act on his behalf in the real world. And he's given superhuman strength and speed and a couple other things. But, honestly, like, if I remember right, like, as the comics kind of, as they reboot themselves over the years, I don't think current iteration of Moon Knight has any superpowers at all. He just has dissociative identity disorder. So
that's his.
Oh, really?
That's his fucking superpower. Like, he just goes and
Like
like
in the
beats
comics?
Yeah, he just beats shit out of people.
What comes? I don't mean to interrupt.
No, go
Just say
ahead.
quickly. What comes to mind, because we were talking about what's going on with that character, is Split. Is it?
I guess it could be something like that. Sure.
You know what I'm talking about, Rob? Split.
Yeah.
Breakable
Yeah. So
series?
it just came to. It just kind of reminds.
Yeah,
me.
it's kind of the same thing where he has like
it's pretty chaotic, man.
yeah, and I mean, and think of how good of a job James McAvoy does in that show. Like with, like he plays every character different and things like that. Oscar Isaac does the same thing, and in this one, like you get hints. The show really focuses on Stephen Grant and Mark Spector and the origins of like how he kind of split his personality and things like that, and you get hints of a third personality being in there that they don't show until like the very end. Yeah. But in the comics, he has personalities based on like Wolverine and Captain America and just all the superheroes. He has like a personality based on them. You know what I mean? I mean, he's got a bunch of he's got multiple personalities, but he's kind of a cool. It's really a cool, like, he doesn't have like he's kind of like, like Daredevil has, set, they fight the Hand, and, he's got, fights against Kingpin, and, there's that line that he fights against the Punisher, where you have a set villain, like where you have like an iconic kind of villain. Well, Moon Knight doesn't really have like an iconic villain that he really,
I wouldn't know from the comics.
I mean, I'm just catching up on that. That was never a comic I read. It just wasn't. Have kind of caught up on it since. I mean, I'm familiar with the character enough to like say, oh, these things, and then I, obviously had done some research when the show came out. But honestly, the show is fucking killer. If you haven't watched it, fucking watch it because it's really good.
And it's trippy as hell.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke's in it. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was him.
They last minute cast Ethan Hawke.
Did they really?
Yeah. They were looking for somebody to play the villain, and the director, and a bunch of the people. What's really great about this is the director and a lot of the cast, and a lot of the like the costume designers and stuff like that. They're all Egyptian. So like they couldn't really film in Egypt because of COVID, but they filmed. Kind of, I forget where, but kind of over in that area. So like they were able to bring a lot of like authentic Egyptian stuff to it and be represented in the Marvel Cinematic Universe instead of by white people, by Egyptian people. They were able to hire directly into, which is, I think that's a good thing that Marvel's doing. You know what I mean? Like they're like, hey, like we have these, instead of like, what do they say? Like instead of like making white superheroes black or Indian or Mexican or whatever,
Oscar Isaac as an Egyptian, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, but there are Mexican superheroes and there are black superheroes. Yeah. Like, let's just focus on those. You know,
right? I got you.
I don't know.
He's part Mexican. He's
sure there's some Spanish roots in there.
Yeah, Mexican.
Yeah. Maybe throw a little Italian. Why not?
Zake.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that like they're letting them like explore and represent their home countries and people and things like that. Anyway, because you get the same thing with this new Miss Marvel show that's coming out. She's an Indian American superhero. So like that's the first Indian American superhero that we've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that's going to be pretty cool.
What show or movie is the introduction of America Chavez? Is it
No,
Miss
it's in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
And she's a Hispanic,
like a Puerto Rican or something like that.
Yeah,
Hispanic, whatever.
Fucking Kyle knows how to say her name. I still can't say it. Xochitl or whatever.
Zochi.
There you go. Xochitl Gomez, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's spelled with like an.
Yeah, it's like X and then O.
Yeah, like Maya.
Yeah, and then it ends with an L.
Maya.
Yeah.
Spelled the same way.
Yeah.
Well, we know somebody with the actual name.
I thought it was Xochitl at one point.
Yeah. I would never. I have no
That's
idea.
kind of what I thought.
Actually, how to pronounce it. Somebody told me. I would have. Fuck.
Oh yeah, Kyle was on last episode, and he's the one that taught me how to pronounce it. I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
So
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah, but no, yeah, definitely check out Moon Knight. That was a fun watch.
It was a good one.
Sure.
And you've been watching Obi-Wan. You know, they said that Obi-Wan was going to be a one-off series, right? So Obi-Wan takes place 9 or 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, and they said it was going to be a one-off. They're going to be one and done. But apparently, the viewership for this show has been so unprecedented that they've already talked about that it's just not been confirmed by Marvel or Disney, but they said they've already greenlit a season 2, which I'm not okay. So the Star Wars fan of me is like, fuck yeah, like I love Obi-Wan. I love Ewan McGregor playing Obi-Wan. Yeah. But the part of me that's like the Star Wars fan that's like wants everything to be canonical and like everything to be like in order and make sense is like, fuck, they're gonna fuck this up.
Well, just think about it, man. There's a huge age gap from Leia in Obi-Wan to Leia in Episode 4.
So in Episode
there's a lot of stories.
There's not a huge age gap though, because even Carrie Fisher was only 17 when she filmed.
That young? Really?
Yeah, she was 17 when she filmed The New Hope, and Luke and Leia are only supposed to be 19 or 20 in A New Hope. So you've got 10 more years from now until that happens. So yeah, you've got a lot of story, but like, how much involvement with the Empire can you really give them? Because honestly, like in A New Hope, when he's talking to Vader, Vader acts like he hasn't seen Obi-Wan in forever.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, where does that come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you guys something.
No.
and this is just because it is what it is, but I'm just curious, like if there is like maybe like bridging the gap or an explanation to where the voice of Vader, you know, and clearly it's different because it's James Earl Jones.
It's not different. The voice of Vader has always been the same.
I know that. No, I'm just saying, why does he talk like that? Is there
He's talking through a suit?
Is that so? That's filtering his voice.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
That's what I'm saying, because
because
you know his voice it's not the same.
No.
So I'm just saying, like,
No, it's a suit, man.
Is that
at the end of Revenge of the Sith when he puts the Vader suit on and he talks? It's James Earl Jones' voice.
I remember that.
Anytime he's talking through the mask,
so
that's his voice.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, it has to be the mask, man.
I just think that's hilarious.
Fucking Vader, man. That's my wallpaper. You can see up on the screen. Like that's,
yeah,
that's
I mean that's see. Okay, so what I loved about this is the fact that, and I'm not going to spoil too much about this. I mean, we're going to spoil it obviously, but like, okay, Episode 4 on out when Vader first gets introduced, okay, he's the villain, but he's not a fearful villain, at least from what I see on the silver screen, right? But when we saw all that story go into only in the 3rd episode, that made me a little fear.
Well, look at Rogue One. I mean, look at that scene in Rogue One. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's got to get. I mean, they're trying to show how Vader becomes the most feared man in the galaxy. You know, he walks down that street and he's just fucking snapping kids' necks and throwing them against the wall and shit. You know what I mean? And then 10 years later, he is when Rogue One happens. You know what I mean? And A New Hope happens. So, like, yeah, I mean, he's a lot of anger, a lot of like, he's got to get there, and I mean, I think this is cool. Like if you do a second season of Obi, I think they should do. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is explained in the comics and in the Star Wars Rebels and Clone Wars TV shows, like how Vader gets, like a lot of people don't respect him. Because he's given all this power, just being, the Emperor's right-hand man.
Okay,
and he has to earn that.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that'll be kind of cool if they introduce that. But you think
one of my favorite scenes, one of my favorite comic book scenes, and I know you got me, comic book up there. It's not in that issue, but there's one of my favorite scenes is like it happens before Rogue One, in the comics, in the Dark Horse comics series, but there's a scene where the rebellion has like they shoot down Vader's ship and he crash lands and he gets out of the ship and he's surrounded by like 2 battalions of Rebel Alliance soldiers. And they're like, give it up, Vader, we've got you surrounded. And Vader's line back to them, it's like, the only thing I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men.
Oh, nice.
Like, fucking Jesus.
Vader.
And then he proceeds to fucking kill all of them.
My question is that, do you think Hollywood will get away with a villain, snapping children's necks in movies?
That was pretty.
In movies, I mean, it did it in Disney.
But if it wasn't for the Star Wars verse, it's allowed in Star Wars. But you think I'm talking about in general in Hollywood? Because that's kind of like, whoa, what the hell? And it'll catch a lot of flack, I think.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it plays to the storyline.
I mean, I would welcome it because there should be no limits in movies, but. Seems like there's a lot more.
I mean, there ain't no limits in fucking in real life. I mean, if you're portraying stories that are based on real life situations, I mean, like, and you see some of the fucked up stuff that happens in this world. I mean, like, how can you say that, like, oh yeah, we should limit, like, we shouldn't show that or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's the more you shelter and guard people from the truths and the horrors of what's out there, like that's the more that they're just gonna, not be aware of the shit. Like, like there's Edie and I, whenever she's in the car with me, she listens to these true crime podcasts and stuff, and you know what I mean. And I mean, she's 12, but like she listens to them, and I say, hey, you hear this? Like this girl, like we're listening to one where this little girl they were at like a baseball game or something like that, and she went to the concession stand by herself, and like she was gone, and they found her body 5 hours later.
Damn it! Yeah,
just like that chick, and this just happened up in North Texas. Same thing. Girl went with one of her friends to the concession stand at like a baseball game or a football game or something like that, and they found her like 10 days later being sold in sex trafficking in Oklahoma. Man. You know what I mean? That shit can happen so fast.
Yeah.
And the more you educate your children and people about it, like it's one thing to sit there and say, oh my God, that's horrible. Like, I don't want to hear that. You can be blind and oblivious to it. That's fine. You're the people they're going to target.
Exactly.
I want my kid to know that, like, these are the people that they're looking for. When you, like, if something happens, and here's how you react to it. Here's how you spot people like that are shady. You know what I mean? Like, those people are out there.
That's why I fucking Apple tag all my children. Like, I set them up, throw an Apple tag in there, and sew them up.
I can't tell if you're serious or not.
But no, I mean, it's an everyday thing. It happens all the time.
It is.
And it's brought to our, our
That's why children should carry guns.
You ever listen to Sword and Scale? You'll probably love Sword and Scale.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, if you like true crime stuff, and it's just
blast
crazy.
These fuckers.
Yeah, right. Oh, carry guns? Is that what you said? Oh,
children should carry guns.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ. Calm down, Cliff.
Hey man, a better way to annihilate the fucker that's gonna try to take you to fucking become a trafficker in sex. Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah, that was the origin of a villain laugh. That laugh.
That is the origin of a villain laugh. No, he's been a villain laugh.
I know it, and I won't reveal it though because it's too.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'm not joking either.
Is that your Mojo laugh?
The Mojo. Mojo
verse. You could say I can use it. Yeah. It is pretty frightening. I'm not. Yeah, whatever. I'm not joking either. I'm being very serious.
Well, yeah. Once you've been there,
we just don't care.
Yeah. You shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want you to.
I mean, you can care so much, and then the next day the moon goes out of orbit and crashes into Earth. Like
I haven't seen Moonfall. Stop.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not ruining it. I mean, that's obviously in the trailer, so that's all
terrible.
That's true.
It's a
plot. I mean, or just I don't know.
It's. I mean, listen, man. It's an action movie. There.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an end of the world. Is it better than 2012 with John Cusack?
I never seen all of it because it's super long. But I mean, that's a 2-hour movie.
It made so much money too when it came out.
I mean, it was fun. It wasn't good, but it was fun.
It's a fun movie. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a fun movie. Moonfall.
Yeah.
And,
Moonfall is a fun movie. Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking. Those end of world type movies are. I'm not a huge fan.
Don't
of
wait,
them.
don't hold it. Don't.
I mean, it's just not.
take too much stock with it because it's an end of the world.
No, I know
type
that,
movie.
but I'm just
like
don't.
War of the Worlds. It's fucking
just-
I
terrible.
haven't seen that either.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds? Yeah,
Yeah.
don't see it. No, you
That's
don't need it.
great.
You're not
man.
missing much, man.
I watched it.
Speaking
recently.
of Tom Cruise,
Yes, I haven't seen it yet.
you haven't seen Top Gun Maverick?
I barely.
Holy shit.
Okay. So I gotta be honest with you. Memorial Day was the only day. I mean, was the time I saw Top
Any
Gun for the very
Scientology
first
symbolism?
The very first Top Gun?
time. Yeah, for the very first time.
My
I never
God.
seen it either.
Never seen it?
Me neither.
I didn't even know Dr. Green from ER was Goose.
Yeah.
That's
Meg
hilarious.
Ryan is his wife.
Meg Ryan's his wife.
Man, that movie was like,
It's a good movie.
it's so good. You know, that was like the number one.
The Grapefruit's not bad.
That's my favorite
It
one.
kind of got me right there.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it.
It's a little tart, but
Yeah,
it
a
gets
little
you.
tart,
Yeah,
it's good.
So they used to set up Navy recruiting stations outside the movie theaters because people would go see that movie and they'd be like, "Fuck, I want to join."
I'm joining the Air Force right now.
It's all
Marines,
illusions,
whatever.
people. There's
Navy.
nothing like
Oh,
that.
the Navy. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
the
Yes,
Navy.
Navy. Yeah. It's all. Yeah, it's all. illusions.
All right.
But so, okay, so I was obviously having other conversations with in-laws and family while we're watching this movie, but
Okay.
all they're doing is fucking like just drills. It's just training exercises, huh?
Yeah, they're teaching them how to dogfight.
Okay, so that's all it is. That's
Yeah.
the whole premise.
The whole premise
They were
is the
never
best
really
fighter pilots go to
Yeah.
Top Gun and they put their tests against all the other top fighter pilots, and then whoever comes out number one, you know, they get their pick of station. They can go wherever they want, and so like they're training the pilots, the best of the best, to be even better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, and then at the end of Top Gun, obviously they go through the graduation and they're like, oh, okay, we got a real world scenario to go into. You know what I mean? And then, you know, like the relationship at the end of Top Gun between Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise's character Maverick and Iceman, like you get that mutual respect kind of thing
Right.
that's going on. You know, like they've earned each other's respect. They trust each other now. That really carries over hardcore into Top Gun Maverick. And you gotta remember, they shot that movie Top Gun Maverick in like 2017. It was originally slated to be released in 2019, and here it is, 2022.
What?
COVID.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
Up,
Duh.
yeah.
I forget that
Yeah.
we lived during the time with COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And like,
Yeah.
I think they did some reshoots and added Val Kilmer into it because I don't think he was in the original cut, but Tom Cruise like insisted that he be involved. Like he was like
Interesting.
adamant that
I
he
wonder
had
if
to be in it.
how he insisted. Wonder if he was yelling real hard.
And that's what.
He fucking does that a lot.
Okay.
Maybe he was jumping on the couch and shit.
Yeah, like it just I don't know. I think it was that movie or another movie during COVID. Like he was just going like he just off on like the whole cast or whatever about like the safety and whatnot, and I guess and for I guess protocols because of COVID and whatnot, and back in my mind is like I
wish Tom Cruise would.
If I was in there, I would walk away. He's like, you're not gonna fucking talk to me like this. Fuck you. I get where you're coming from. You're trying to be safe and what. That's fine. That's not the issue. It's how you approach. You can't just sit. This isn't Scientology, buddy.
Right.
Ron Miscavige, fucking.
But you do know that you're
Ron
going to be
Hobbit.
replaced just like that. So it's like you can take the shit and put that shit on your resume and work with Tom Cruise.
I would say fuck you.
and eat it.
Yeah, or I can say, hey, I said fuck you to Tom Cruise.
Or
I
you
don't
can
give
say-
a shit. Fuck
And you might be killed on your way home when your brake lines get out.
Okay, good.
The
I
brake
can get,
lines, that's the way
so
to
I can
do
get directly to David Miscavige myself.
Take you on a
Fucking
fishing
piece of
trip.
shit.
Take you on a fishing trip and whack you like Big Pussy and Sopranos.
Yeah, nice.
You
Yeah,
haven't
they'd
seen it, huh?
they'd find. I saw that
saw
part
that
of
episode.
Sopranos.
You
Yeah.
saw that?
Hey, not the face.
Not the face, yeah.
Tony,
Hey,
gotta sit down.
Was there ever really a girl?
Fucking love that shit. Sorry, off topic.
Yeah.
Off topic. We got a lot of other stuff
Yeah,
to
we do,
cover.
we do.
So,
But the fifth brother is just hilarious.
oh, you mean
His-
Han?
Well, he's called the fifth
Is he
brother.
called the
Yeah,
fifth
that's
brother?
yeah.
that's Han.
Yeah.
That's
But-
Han
is
from
Han.
Fast and the
Yeah,
Furious.
exactly.
Oh, really?
looks-
The
he looks so
mic-
familiar.
Look him up on IMDb, bro.
The makeup, I couldn't tell. No
Looks
shit.
familiar. Yeah.
It's fucking great. That outfit and that steering wheel in the back is hilarious. I just want to grab it.
So Megan was telling me, okay, and this is her vision of what's going to happen in the season. And I don't know when.
Prediction?
Yeah, this is her prediction. Is that whoever the third sister, is that her name? Is
Yeah.
that,
Reva.
Yeah.
okay, that there's going to be some sort of attachment to Leia, and that she's going to like sway her
Reviews?
or trying to get Obi-Wan for whatever reason.
She wants Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan
because-
abandoned them. I guarantee you, she was one of the younglings that survived Order 66 or was not killed by Order 66 that they show at the beginning of episode 1. She was one of those kids that the Empire was like, ooh, this is a Force sensitive. Let's take them and train them in the dark side of the Force, not necessarily making them like Sith, but making them, they're Force sensitive. They can use the Force and turning them into Inquisitors to hunt Jedi. That's who she is.
So she was a training to be a Jedi.
She's going to be, I guarantee she's going to be one of those younglings, and she's mad because Obi-Wan wasn't there to save her.
This is speculation.
Speculation.
No, it's all
Okay,
speculation.
I was just
It's
saying,
all
like, that's
speculation.
not disclosed in the show.
That'd be kind of cool too. I could get that.
But I could see that because, like, it seems like there's, the tension between him, the fifth brother, her, there's tension really between the fifth brother and her, and it's just going off like,
But see, there's so much other room for her to see who Darth Vader really is, right?
Yeah.
And where she could be like, I don't know if I want to swing that way with Darth, you know, and go the other way.
Right.
So it could kind of go, but your story, your prediction is kind of making sense.
I think that's where it's going to go. I mean, it seems to be.
I bet you something. Let's see,
Bet me what, a handy?
ZJ.
Handy?
ZJ.
ZJ.
That's a ZJ.
That's when you
If
jerk
you can't
him off
afford-
while he watches me
If you
jerk
can't,
off.
Sorry,
well, if you can't afford it,
yeah,
you
exactly. That's what I was quoting from the movie. What's a ZJ? Like, I got
If you can't afford it,
Yeah.
Don't ask.
Don't ask.
yeah,
If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I
yeah.
wish they make more movies, man.
Broken Lizard.
Well,
man.
they did. They made Super Troopers 2.
Yeah, okay.
That wasn't too bad. It
It
didn't
wasn't
do
too good either.
Nah, I thought there's some fucking pretty funny moments in there.
I guess if you're on shrooms.
Well,
yeah.
you know what? Speaking of funny
I watched it
moments, I
sober.
finally saw a little bit. I want to finish watching it, Jackass Forever, but I couldn't because
Oh, I
I was at that
haven't seen
point. I was at that point where.
Where did you watch it?
Well, I got my own sources. And
All
no need to-
right.
That's between you and me and whatever.
All
But
You, me, and Dupree?
exactly.
Nice.
No, that's fucking Owen Wilson. He's
Oh,
a
man.
victim
Wow.
of Grand Theft Auto recently. Someone stole his car in front of his house.
Oh, really?
But
Nice number.
yeah, I was watching it and I had to stop it. I really want to watch it because there was that cock scene with Steve-O and Landon just kind of walks right up in the front.
What's going on here, Daddy?
Exactly. Like, all right, I'm gonna pause. Just turn it off.
Oh
I'm not
man,
gonna-
these guys see it eventually.
Yeah, well,
I
no,
was
of
joking.
course. Yeah, of course. And
he's got his own. I
but
mean,
I'm afraid that if I
He's got
if
his
I introduce
own.
Landon to that type of material, he'll turn into Paul. And there's only enough. There's only enough Paul for this world. Okay, I can't have two Pauls running around this world.
That's
you
true.
don't want him obsessed with
Makes
dicks.
the value all bring it
parenting,
over here to
baby.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, he'll forge his own path. He'll be all right. He'll find his
Forge
thing.
his own path.
But you
Yeah.
know, so it's just this Obi-Wan show. 3 episodes in, and there's already the 3rd episode. We got fan service. What we all wanted to see.
Yeah.
What the hell are they going to do now? I mean, how many more episodes are there in the
Wait,
season?
Three. There's 6
hold
total.
on.
There's 6 total.
What are you saying? Like
We got
what do you mean?
we got a Vader Obi-Wan showdown.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
Obi-Wan
So it's
fast.
kind of leaving up to like, well,
But Obi-Wan ran off.
He did
yeah.
puss out a little bit, didn't he? Well, he's 10 years behind Vader, apparently.
I mean,
he hasn't been
yeah.
training.
That's true.
Yeah,
He
he's
and
out-
he
he's out
hasn't
of
used.
whack.
He's been untapped out of the Force for a long time because he doesn't want to be found.
Pretty sad to see, like, well, I guess I don't know, sad, but just interesting the character and like how once he was so, I don't know, like how what he was in and what he believed. Now he's
Yeah.
like just turned his back on it, you know, which you can't blame him.
He has to
but
protect
it's just
people.
you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Yeah,
He doesn't have to. He just has to protect himself so that he can survive to train Luke. That's
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
But Owen doesn't want him to train Luke,
Yeah.
which we already
Owen
knew.
being
Yeah.
a bitch.
Yeah. Well,
Uncle Owen. Uncle Owen.
Oh, but Liam Neeson's not casting this at all.
You just heard his voice.
No, you don't hear.
recently.
I think he spoke
At the
tried to
very
speak to
beginning. At
him.
the very beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
I don't
hear
know.
him.
That's probably
But he's not-
from the previous films. I don't know if that was
Yeah,
actually him, but or doing it recently. But yeah.
I will find you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He pulls taking dialogue.
But merges it in there. Yeah, there you go. Bridging it. Forcing that shit.
Jesus.
Episode 1 is before Taken for Liam Neeson.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Or maybe it's after.
It's just, I think, man, I think he was too great of a character to go away in episode 1. I know that probably goes with the story, has to be.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be because,
But
I mean, when you think
damn.
about it, like what happened in that,
Midichlorians?
you know, the name of the song that was happening during that was the Duel of the Fates, and it was the fate of Anakin that was up for grabs, right? You know what I mean? That was the fate of the galaxy. It was the duel of the fates, the dark side versus the light side. And even though the dark side technically lost with Darth Maul getting cut in half, I mean, technically they did win because the mentor that Anakin needed was killed in that, and Obi-Wan, who was inexperienced and couldn't see the things that Qui-Gon could see, you know, was thrust into that situation of having to train Anakin. Shut up.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's a fair.
You said thrust.
Yeah, but I thought of Bad Santa, so you got a thrust.
You got
a thrust.
Oh yeah, behind
On
the
the
pinball
pinball
machine.
machine,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I know what the fuck you're talking about. But no, that's true because Obi-Wan was still kind of like growing up and
yeah, I mean, he
took a big responsibility.
He took a big responsibility to a kid that was already Yoda. Yeah, he even said early in the movie, like he's dangerous, master. They all see it. Why can't you? You know what I mean? Like they knew the council knew that the kid was too old, had too much fear in him.
Too old. That always cracked me up. He's like 7 or whatever.
Yeah, but they take them when they're babies so that they have zero attachment.
It just makes me laugh.
I mean, it is a fucked up when you think about it. It is a fucked up, you know, theology to have, but I mean, honestly,
get them while they're young, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
very young.
But then that's another that's
what they do in the Ivory Coast.
That they do that they do that in the First Order also. Remember, if you think to the new trilogy, like they talk about Finn, they took him from his home when he was a little kid and indoctrinated him from a kid.
Yeah, that makes sense
true.
because you want to definitely
resistance
from the very beginning. Exactly,
but he wised up
when they don't know anything. It's just a blank slate, and it just go from there. I get you.
No, but
damn, man, that is pretty fucked up thinking about it. You're right.
No. I just lost my train of thought.
It's for the boys, though.
I hate it. Yeah, for the boys, right? I freaking hate that.
I
freaking hate that. I forgot what I was going to say. There was something I was going to say, then Paul sidetracked me, and I forgot it.
That's what I do.
Damn it.
Pretty typical.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, so getting off Obi, there's a couple.
Oh, that's right.
shows.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going back to it. Is there Anakin's apprentice? What's her name?
Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka Tano. You think she will make a sprinkle into this?
I don't think so. They're doing an Ahsoka series.
Oh, they are.
And they'd have a lot to fill in of where Ahsoka went after this. Well, I mean, I don't know. I have to look at I'm not super well versed on the animated series stuff.
Clone Wars and
I can't
Rebels.
watch that animated. I mean,
but Clone Wars is kind of cool, man.
It is, and I'm not saying it's not. It's the actual animation style I have a hard time getting into. But like
Seems a little immature, or more for like children.
I just love the narrative in the beginning. Like it's like
just a lot of. It's a lot of. The thing with Clone Wars is that there's so much story, and it's just so much. I mean, they introduced a lot of great characters like Ahsoka Tano and stuff like that, and I'm glad that they're bringing her in because I am familiar enough with it to have seen her, and I know, like, I'm familiar enough with Rebels to kind of know, like, Kanan Jarrus and Ezra Bridger and, like, where they're going to kind of go with some of those characters, but I don't know, like, I don't have it memorized where it falls in the timeline, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't where they're gonna go. I don't know, but it'd be cool if like once Obi-Wan finished this mission, like if they did anything else with him, that he would be completely cut off from the Empire. Maybe he sees Ahsoka. Maybe there's some other things where he kind of backdoors, tiptoes around things. So you know what I mean. But the thing is, this is what throws me. Like they already kind of. Well, I mean, I guess nobody really knows that he was on Tatooine, but like Vader knows that he's alive. Like, there's all these things that like A New Hope makes it seem like Vader didn't know that Obi-Wan was even alive, that they were still looking for him by the time he ran into him, because he says, when last we met, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Okay. Why would
right.
Vader say that when he just fucking kicked Obi-Wan's ass and Obi-Wan ran away?
Episode 3,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this show, although as much as I love it, it is, I feel like, building a lot of plot holes.
It can.
And I don't like.
That's why you don't want a second season. I get that.
Yeah.
Because maybe the second season will bring on a side character more on that side character.
Yeah.
But then, man, I don't know, man. That's freaking. I don't know. It's great. I mean, I love what they're doing because it's bringing other Star Wars people. They're not even fans into the story.
I would like them to go. I mean, there's the Star Wars extended universe has fleshed out so much already. They could go.
But I think they should all ever since day one with the books. I mean, there's so much story.
That's the extended universe. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like they could. I think that they should go like. Just go hardcore into it and go 1,000 years in the past and go Knights of the Old Republic, like the origins of the Jedi and the Sith. That way, there's no
Game of Thrones stuff.
There's no stepping on people's toes, no duplicating characters and having to worry about plot holes. None of that stuff exists here. 1,000 years ago, you can write, whatever, and then you can end the show with, well, this is how we're going to write it down in the history books. Whether it's, you know what I mean? Like, that's how you end it. No matter what happens in the show, you can be like, well, this is how the history books are going to tell it. And you've got 1,000 years for things to, you know what I mean? 1,000 years? 1,000 years. That's the wrong, I mean, what do we know of daily life in fucking ancient Egypt? 1,000 years ago, you know what I mean? Nothing, except what's written down. You know what I mean? Like you could their day to day and like the major stories. You could rewrite all of that and it'd be super awesome. The origins of the Jedi, the origins of the Sith, the nature of the Force, like all of these things you could dive into. And that's what they need to do.
So who's running this shit? Like, okay,
Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy, okay, because you got Kevin Feige doing Marvel, right?
Yeah.
So Kathleen Kennedy's running.
You think they're banging?
It has to be. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, on top.
But there's a lot of flack with Kathleen Kennedy in there.
Yeah. She's made some missteps. She's said some.
So she's not.
Up stuff.
Could we go ahead and say that she's not as smart as Feige?
I would say that. I mean, not because she's a woman.
No, I have nothing to do with that. No, not at all. It's just that the plot holes are already going to be there.
I mean,
you brought up right now.
So the thing is that Kathleen Kennedy is the executive producer. Like she's the Kevin Feige of Star Wars. But the smart thing that they did do and they have been doing since. Mandalorian was like they came out and they were like, okay, let's bring in a super fan that is also a director that we can make sure that we like do a bunch of fan service with, but don't piss people off and try not to give plot holes. So we're sitting here saying like, oh, there's plot holes. The show's not done.
Not done.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like that could still be explained away. So when The Mandalorian came out, like Jon Favreau, who started the fucking MCU with Iron Man,
fucking Favreau,
he went and he recruited Dave Filoni, who Dave Filoni was the producer and director of the Clone Wars TV shows.
Okay.
And he is Star Wars ultra fan fucking #1. You think I'm a Star Wars nerd? Dave Filoni will fucking Star Wars nerd me under the table any day of the fucking week. Like
with no lube
and with no lube, and he'll Filoni his ass right into my.
I love it, Filoni his ass.
David Falafel.
Anyway, like he is he's doing a lot of really good stuff. It was his ideas on the Mandalorian. Although like the one misstep that I will say with the Mandalorian was that show was supposed to be a Boba Fett show. He was supposed, like, at some point, it was supposed to be like, okay, this is Boba Fett. But then they decided to do, let's make it a different character. Because the way that they were doing it didn't line up with the narrative of who Boba Fett was in the movies already. You know what I mean?
Is there going to be another season of
Mandalorian? Mandalorian Season 3's already been announced.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
that's a great fucking
I am becoming a fan of these fizzy pants, man. Thank you.
Actually, I think I'm going to go grab one. I forgot. You guys need... Oh, thank you.
Take that one. I've been drinking these all fucking day.
All right.
Welcome A.
Yeah, so...
Hey, man.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Mention our other sponsor, although Jake did build lower thirds. I haven't had time to
our
load
other
them into
sponsor,
the thing,
Trojan
so.
Condoms.
All that hounding on the lower thirds, and you weren't... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. And we're going to do a podcast from over there soon because I was talking to Tracy about it.
Can we do an on-podcast tattoo?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I need for him to finish my Blink-182.
I was gonna.
He won't do that, but there's other guys. There's the other guys there that'll do it. So shout out to Painstaking Art, 5906 Canal Street over in Edo.
Edo, yes,
East
sir.
downtown. Yeah. So
that has upscaled. I went through that the other day,
up, man.
and east side, east of downtown,
which is normally
it's like Navigation
trashy,
Canal. Hey, I grew up over there. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't Willow Oaks, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's just for so
No,
long.
no,
It's just
it's-
I don't
it's
mean that
really-
it's
it's really-
it's just not the greatest.
It's
but
really upscaling.
It's coming up. Like it's coming up fast.
Yeah, for sure. So question: why won't so Tracy? He only does like Japanese art now.
No, he does Japanese and traditional stuff, but like he's pretty big. Like he doesn't like working on other people's stuff.
Well, this is my stuff. I did it myself.
I know, but there's a really good like the guy that
I
does
won't say that-
walk-ins.
I won't credit him.
The guy that does walk-ins there, like his
Yeah.
name's Vincent, and he's fucking
I get
badass.
it. Okay,
He's- he'd be able to
cool.
knock that
That's
out
cool.
super
That's
easy.
cool. No, you're good. You're good.
I'm gonna bring
Just
this
kidding,
up real
Tracy.
quick.
I love me some. What was he drinking the other day, or whenever we did the podcast, like a couple years ago?
Seltzer, yeah, like
seltzer.
three.
Yeah,
It was like
yeah.
fucking didn't you say you drink like
Trulies or something like that?
17 of those,
yeah,
16 or
God
17
damn,
Trulies,
man.
Fizzies.
And what's the
Fizzies.
what's it called alcohol?
Like
5%, bro.
God damn, man. 17.
All right.
Oh man, my man. I love his
So
Yeah.
what's her name? Are you watching Stranger
Vega?
Things season 4?
Yeah.
Because of the story, or because the main character grew up and you find her attractive, Millie, whatever.
That's fucked up. I mean,
No,
Why are you
say
singling me out?
because that's what you told me.
I didn't tell you that. I would
kidding.
tell you that
No,
if
just
if
kidding.
that was the truth.
But no, it's in the headlines now, and it's kind of rolling around. And
Is
a lot
it?
of
Why?
yeah, people are
'Cause-
like, "Oh, she grew up and this and that." Like
Well,
it's like
I
she's
mean-
getting the Olsen twins.
Yeah, but I mean, she's just getting, just becoming a woman and just.
okay,
I mean, it's
yeah,
just-
but I mean,
yeah.
no, Stranger Things season 4, regardless, is good. Like whether or not you find, I think it's kind of weird that like she's been on that show since she was like 12, and people are finding her as a sex symbol. Whatever, that's
yeah.
fucking weird.
Sex
the media's
symbol.
bringing
But-
that out a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, I'm throwing the logo up there. 5906 Canal Street Painstaking
it
Art
is.
Tattoo Parlor.
Rob, can you be a sex symbol?
I am a
He
sex
is a sex
symbol.
symbol.
Have you seen
good,
these shorts,
man.
baby?
I know, man. Got a very, very Hopper look, man.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, man.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
remind, as soon as I
Miami
walked in,
Vice,
that's
like,
what
I
that's what it
should've-
remind me of, man.
I should have like shaved the beard a little bit and done just a
Yeah,
standalone
yeah, there you
mustache.
go.
But no, I won't do that.
Oh,
Fuck
that's
that.
well, that's too much commitment, man.
That's
You're-
for
you're-
one gig?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah.
Yeah. So for all your tattoo needs, head over to Painstaking Art. Tell
Yeah.
Tracy that we sent you, Gentleman No Class, and he has said that they will work out some kind of deal for anybody that comes in and name drops us there. $10 off, $15 off a
Yeah.
tattoo or something like that. Like we haven't really. Every time we start talking about it, we're drinking and we never really finish the conversation.
Classic.
So anyway,
yeah.
did I send you guys the tattoo
Were you
that
drunk?
my buddy Brian did for me? Not Linhart, but my buddy Boner is apprenticing under Tracy.
Oh, nice,
His
nice.
last name's
So-
Boner.
Yeah, well, his name's Brian.
Oh, I see him on the website actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's on there. Yeah.
Yeah, so he did this this winter chicken dinner.
Oh, that was your tattoo, actual tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah. He
That's
did this.
awesome. That's
yeah.
hilarious.
He drew it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I had to get him to tattoo it on me. So
Oh man.
he's apprenticing over there. So I let him tattoo
But
me.
going back to Stranger, have you seen it? You finished?
Yeah. I finished season 4,
Yeah.
season 4, part 1 or whatever. it is.
Yeah. The next one's gonna be like 2 more episodes. That
It's
comes
only
out
2 more
early.
episodes?
That's it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, what I like about this one is a lot of the episodes were long.
Yeah,
Like
almost
an
2
hour
hours
and a half.
long.
Like the first one was like almost 2 hours long.
The last one was like an hour and 40.
Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like just do.
That's
do
longer than
whatever.
Venom 2.
Yeah, right. I gotta say
Venom
though,
2, wow.
Max, the character, she reminds me of Edie so much, man.
Okay, so somebody just said that earlier today.
Yeah.
Evan was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you must be pretty pumped." He told her, "You must be pretty pumped about Stranger Things. You got your Halloween costume on lock."
On lock.
Yeah.
You don't have to do much.
Yeah,
Just get some headphones, put Kate Bush running up the hill, and you're
Yeah.
good.
Burn up that hill.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool scene. Like when she's breaking through. Oh,
I
don't mean to.
No, it's cool.
I thought, dude,
I haven't watched it.
this season has been. I love origin stories. I've always said
Yeah.
that. And I like this is an origin story of the Upside Down and everything. I'm like, because they've never explained where it came from, how 11 got her powers, like how they're connected to the Upside Down. Why are these people always involved in this shit? You know what I mean? And so actually, while we're podcasting right now, I finally convinced my wife to start. We've caught up on all our shows, and so I got her. I was like, just start watching Stranger Things. She's like, well, I don't want to start it without you. I was like, dude, I've already watched it like 3 times. Like, I can jump back in, whatever. No, she didn't. She said she didn't want to watch it. She hadn't seen any of them. So she's on season 1, episode 1. And I walked when we were getting stuff ready to walk back in here. I looked in the opening scene of of season 1, episode 1. The episode is the disappearance of Will Byers. Right. And they're playing D&D in Mike's basement. They are so young.
No,
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're getting older. They're becoming of age, man. Just
No, what's his name? The brother,
Jonathan.
Does he still look like Eddie Furlong?
Yeah.
It looks like somebody hit Eddie Furlong with a baseball bat. But
Well, Eddie Furlong looks like he got himself hit in the face with a baseball bat.
His girlfriend. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Man. And real life girlfriend too. You know, like she's so beautiful.
They're not.
Yeah, they are. They're together.
You can keep dreaming about that. I
no,
don't believe you.
They are together.
I don't believe you.
They are really.
I wouldn't know.
They're a couple. Anyway.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, she's very beautiful. But
is she now?
how
beautiful.
I love her character, and I love what's her name? The other chick. Like they kind of become really close friends. The redhead. What?
Max?
No. The other one. It's a bit older. God, what is her name? She came in season 3. And she worked at the...
Robin.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Maya Hawke.
I love her,
yeah,
man.
that's Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter.
She's such a beautiful product, man.
You can look now. You look at her and you're like, I see.
Yeah.
You totally see Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke in there.
Yeah, big time. But I like the pairing of her and... God, what's her name? The other one.
Nancy?
Yes, Nancy. I just like how they teamed up and it just seems cool.
Oh, this season?
Yeah.
Well, so nobody knows that Robin's gay except for Steve.
Yeah. Oh, so, yeah, that's true. Yeah, like, and it's just all all the subtle stuff. Yeah.
Platonic with a capital P.
Yeah, being very, 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 what's it called, straightforward about that.
Yeah, but she doesn't come out and say that she's gay. She hasn't told anybody. So
right. I kind of like how they in the 3rd season when they were bringing that about how indirect and like how they just how they conveyed it. Like it was interesting to see like just someone that just I don't know, it just feels like that's just who they are, but that's just who they are. I'm sure that most people that are LGBTQ whatever like will tell you like that's just who they are. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, but they feel like they can't express
it
to anybody,
really,
which sucks.
It's not really kind of like in your face, blah blah blah. It's just just who people are, and like there's nothing wrong with that, Just I don't know the way they conveyed it and did it. It was good.
I got a whiff of that.
I know that was nasty.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you what? You ripped one? Oh, okay. Up top, not bottom. Okay.
Yeah. Why fart and waste it when you can burp and taste it?
Right.
Yeah, right. What movie never like? Mouth was open.
Shrek. Man, Shrek, my mouth was open and everything.
Nice.
Trust me, donkey. If it was me, you'd be dead.
You'd be dead. That's hilarious.
But whatever. Also, I know what I smelled. It didn't come from no stone neither.
Also, too, William Byers, like, is there subtleties that he's gay too?
I mean, I think
or,
they
like
I feel like they're like hinting at it, but like
he's in love honestly, with what's his name?
Finn Wolfhard's character,
yes,
Mike.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
In
like
this season,
it seems like they just have kind of forgotten what to do with his character.
Yeah,
like he was the main antagonistic point of season 1,
right?
He and season 2, when he was possessed by the Mind Flayer. So he was like. He was the crux point of season 1 and 2, but they've kind of forgotten what to do with them.
That's
you know what
true.
I mean? Like he doesn't really play like a hardcore role anymore.
The thing is,
season 2, man, fucking Sean Astin's character in season 2. Oh my! Like when he died in that season, like holy shit! Like I was in I was in tears. Like that was tough.
Easy peasy. Yeah. That's the thing. Like thinking about it, like all these kids, what they went through, especially him. how fucking traumatizing all that shit is. And I get it, it's a show, and not too much realism, but it's like, man, like you'd figure like they would have like episodes or just like like it just, but they're just kind of going about their day, whatever. It's no big deal. Like that's diving really into it, but just I think about that, it's like, man, that is some fucked up shit, especially with William, and like you said, like in the first. And then the second season with the mind fucking flare, just like that's fucking awful. Like that was painful to watch him go through that shit.
Oh
like,
yeah, when he set that trap for all those guys in the tunnel.
Yeah,
they're like, he said you shouldn't have messed with them or whatever. And
like,
they're like, oh fuck,
and how controlled and like it was just being used and just like his whole body. Oh god, just. That's fucked up. And it's just a show, but damn, man, like that would fuck anybody up pretty bad.
I like how in this season, Jake, I'm sorry, I'm gonna spoil some stuff. It's
no,
not
go by me. I'm not
like when Nancy and Steve and Robin and Eddie Munson are in the upside down and they're stuck, and they're trying to communicate. How it shows them manipulating the lights.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Right.
How Will was doing, because they never showed Will doing that when he was stuck in the upside down.
Right.
So like they actually showed them how they were, like how it looks on both sides, which I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was interesting how coming in and
with
out
the light bright and shit.
Yeah.
That was
super
cool.
Like you said, like,
and also, the gate that they found that they have to go through.
Yeah,
like,
that was
the physics
weird.
of that.
Yeah,
that was fucking cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
They're like, Dustin's one of my favorite characters. He's super awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
that show is just. I don't. It just, man.
They said they're going to do a spinoff based on something. Yeah, on something. But they haven't said on what. Like what part, but they said there will be a spinoff of Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. Because from what I know, I think they said there's going to be 2 more seasons and that's it.
No. Like the next part of this season and then maybe one more and that's it.
Okay. I thought I read 2 somewhere. I don't know.
Like that. I think they're about done.
Yeah. Well, either way, like it's just it's entertaining, man.
I mean,
it's
great. It's great TV. I mean, it's what TV should be, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
good escape, man.
Yeah. There's a couple of the shows that like we started watching. I don't know if you've watched Shadow and Bone. It's on Netflix.
Never heard of it.
It's based on a set of books. It's like a steampunk fantasy thing. It's about wizards and shit. Cool. It's kind of cool. Like it's based on like a couple of countries that are at war. One's based on Russia. One's based on like the Scandinavian countries. One's based on like China, Mongolia, and then the one across the sea is based on America and Australia, kind of. So like there's these people and wizards, but they're not really. They don't call them wizards. What do they call them? They call them
wizards.
Not Grishnas or something like that. I forget what they call them. But anyway, there's people with powers and people without. And so when they find the people with powers, like they kind of raise them to be like protectors of the king and stuff like that. And they teach them how to use their powers. And some of them like control wind. Some of them control, different things, right? So like some of them like control people's hearts. Like they can, but they have to like use their hands to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can speed up or slow down your heart. And there's some that and so like the main like villain anti-hero kind of guy, his deal, he controls his shadow.
Yeah.
Like and so like it's foretold in prophecy that there will be a sun summoner that will come because he's shadow, so there needs to be a balance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this whole story is about this girl who hides from the Inquisitors that go around and try to find the people with powers when they're kids. She's been hiding since she was, like she didn't know she had powers, but she does. And so at some point, like 100, like 200, a few hundred years ago, there was an evil wizard that controlled shadow. And he created this thing called the Unsea or the Fold, and it splits the country in half. And inside of this thing, it's like perpetual night, kind of stormy, and there's all the people that were in there got turned into these creatures that fly around, and like anybody that goes in there, they just tear them apart and eat them. So it splits the country in half and isolates half the country from the rest of the world. So like they have to transverse that, go back and forth. So the prophecy is told that the sun summoner will come and destroy the fold, right, at some point, right?
Yeah.
So, like, they find her. She's the sun summoner, right? But, like, at the same time, like, all of these countries are about to, like, push this final war with this main country. And then the other half of the country that's isolated from the main country wants to defect and, like, wants to rebel and have their own country because they're cut off by the fold. You know, it's super interesting. I wasn't a huge
What's it
fan.
called again?
Shadow and Bone.
Yeah, on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have anybody in it that I recognize. Actually, I take that back. The main bad guy I recognize, but I don't remember where I recognize him from. He played Prince Caspian in the Chronicles of Narnia. Yeah. But I never saw any of those movies. He must have been in something else that I saw him in. And I looked on IMDb and I couldn't recognize anything that I saw him in. It must have been like some one-off movie or something, you know, some B-list that I watched in a hotel room or something.
Yeah,
or something stupid.
It's not a Gambit from
Channing Tatum? No.
Gambit from Wolverine.
Oh no, isn't that the guy that's gonna play Elvis?
Timothy Oliphant? No, that's somebody else.
I don't know. It's
Elvis.
I don't know. But you
Give
know
me my
what you're
sideburns, I
describing
could've
that
done
show.
that.
Just man, first thing comes to
Let
my
go,
mind. Like
man.
maybe Hollywood is running out of ideas.
No.
Well, this is based on a
They
book
got
series.
plenty of ideas. They just don't want. They just want to take chances, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
investments.
exactly. Yeah, I guess.
His name is
ideas.
Jason
There's
Hurst.
too
his
much.
name is Ben Barnes.
Ben
No.
Buck.
Ben
you say.
Barnes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
him.
Yeah.
You recognize him, right?
Yeah.
He looks
Yeah.
familiar, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
kinda.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, cool.
I don't know what
Cool,
I'm saying,
man.
Cool. Anyway, cool. Anyway, so I guess that's it. We got anything else to talk about?
Yeah.
No?
Well, I was
We're
gonna
about
say-
at time.
I was just gonna say that.
Okay, cool. Well, on that note, no, what are you gonna say?
I don't know. You know, them dicks and shit.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just it's been
It's been
it's-
well, fucking.
it's been a long time sucking
a
to that
long
dick.
time
Oh, okay, you could do that
without you,
too.
my
Yeah.
friend.
You could do that one too.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Not
damn,
till
just,
you about it. My voice is shot from singing all afternoon.
No, I'm just gonna say, like, I know we said I always say this, but man, I would love for you guys to check out Invincible and we do an episode.
I
on
know.
that.
I need to fucking watch
Like,
it. Shut up. We
it's,
know.
It's great
All right.
storytelling, man.
But
Yeah.
it's animated. It's a cartoon.
I know, but forget that illusion and just focus on the story. Like it really
it's
is.
really hard
amazing.
for me to watch an animated
Yeah, he
show.
mentioned
Oh,
he
but
couldn't
it's-
watch
but it's
Jedi or
amazing.
Rebels.
Star
It is
Wars, and it's
so
fucking Star
good.
Wars. I should be able to watch. I can't do it.
Yeah. It's just.
I
oh my
watch it and I'm
God.
like, God, what am I
Omni-Man,
fucking 12? Like,
just all the characters in there,
Damn
like it's just an amazing
can't do
show,
it. I just
man.
can't do it.
I'm gonna do my best to try and watch it.
I will do my best.
Maybe
Also,
just like one episode, like the
I saw
very
the
first
I already saw
episode
the first episode.
is really good,
Yeah.
man. Like it sets a tone
All right,
and everything, and it's really good.
I'll give you 2 episodes.
Okay, all right.
If I can't get into
If
it
you-
after 2 episodes, I tried.
Don't take
that's
them.
fine.
Look, I tried.
I tried watching
I
Sopranos.
tried
exactly,
watching
exactly.
Look,
I was about to
no.
bring
I
that
gave
up.
Sopranos fucking 3 fucking
Yeah,
seasons.
Yeah.
All
Well, I
right?
commend you for it.
No,
You
fuck
know,
that.
you
You
did
got to
your
finish
best.
watching it. It's great.
Suck a dick.
Fucking
Okay?
great.
But
It's not. It sucks. It's not that good. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Not that good. Oh,
Not that good. It was
Fucking
predictable.
It's so great that, you know, Comic Palooza's coming. Robert Patrick's going to be there. I'm going to bring him a box of ZD to
ZDs, yeah.
sign for it. Sign.
I'm gonna-
and see what the fuck he says.
I
Hey,
think
man,
a box of
how many
ZD.
ZDs? How many boxes he's in? For
I
like
think
40
he's gonna.
ZDs.
I think he's gonna stand up and smash it into your face and beat the shit out of you and then leave.
To do that. I don't think you do that. Yeah.
It's such a fucked up situation, man.
You know what I did watch though? I did watch Peacemaker.
Oh, that's
Oh.
great. That's a great
fucking
show.
great.
I love
that
that.
intro. That's the only
Oh,
show
the
that
intro?
I've
Yeah,
watched
the
the intro
dancing,
every
yeah.
single time we
Hey,
watch.
Oh, I
Sweet
love it.
Cheeks.
It's a guilty
So
pleasure,
good.
man. That intro.
So
It's fucking hilarious.
okay,
Sweet Cheeks.
did you watch? You know the choreographer who did that, the lady.
Gavin.
I don't know who it is, but
I think I read this.
her husband is Alan Tudyk, who is like one of my favorite actors. He was the redheaded guy from A Knight's Tale.
I wouldn't.
Go
Oh
look that-
yes, I know who talk. Was he in Jack Frost or Jack the Michael Keane movie?
I didn't see that.
You ever see that movie?
No, it looks stupid.
He's in is he Robert Baratheon from Game of Thrones? Is that him?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking it was him.
That's you're talking about the guy that plays Fred Flintstone in the Flintstone movie.
Oh, the Viva Rock Vegas. I've never seen that.
I'm talking about the redheaded guy.
Oh, that guy's great.
He's fucking great. Yeah.
Hey, Bonnie.
I never seen that movie. I've seen the first one.
Alan
I've seen the second one. Viva Rock
He was
Vegas.
the guy that played. He was in Dodgeball. He was Steve the Pirate.
Oh, the voice actor. Yeah. He
does some voice acting.
He does a lot of voice acting.
But
he does now.
He went to Juilliard.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He has a show. I just saw he's in his own show.
Alien.
Resident
Alien.
Yeah, that's ultra like Third Rock for the Sun. That show's fucking great.
Is it? I wanted to. I saw a TV show commercial, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is hilarious!"
But it's fucking amazing, man. It's a really good show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we've got to wrap up a little bit. Like a hard dick. We've got to wrap it up.
You got to wrap your pipes, baby.
Hey, just one time.
Speaking of that, one of our sponsors.
I had to do that for the boys. I got to watch the boys.
Yeah, we do.
You're a fucking pathetic cunt.
Oh, yeah. Cunt me, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking diabolical.
Fucking diabolical.
And on that note, I've been Rob.
And I'm Jake.
Nobody.
Yes.
And that's fucking nobody cares.
Yeah. Keep it that way.
Anyway, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Absolutely.
Here we go. You gonna do it? You gonna air guitar it?
No. Well, but my thing is like, why are we still doing this fucking outro? Like, I feel what's his name? The David Letterman's keyboardist.
Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer.
I'm telling you, this is wouldn't that be fucking hilarious if the final episode of Stranger Things had this going like that arpeggiation, and then they fucking sued the shit out of Paul for it because it'd be hilarious.
Fuck yeah, recognition.
No such thing as bad publicity. That's what they say.
Take it. I'll fucking take it.
They'll sue
this you will take it.
Oh yeah, right.
yeah. No lube again.
Yeah. I'll give a shit.
Oh damn! Nice.
Be fucking
a little wet.
In due time. In due fucking time.
But why?
Fucking diabolical.